And then my other 3 surgeries, I had them on my hand. But when I was younger, I was like, I don't remember this, but I wasn't born with my hand like that. That's what I know for sure. Because my mom told me. Me and my older sister was playing with a closet door. I can't tell you if she did it on purpose because I don't know. And I obviously don't remember that. And somehow the door slammed into my hand. And my fingernail came off. If my family would have taken me to the hospital when it happened, it would have been fixed by now. Hey, they didn't do it. Things happen for a reason. My mom did take me to like the when I got a little older, like when I was like 7, she did take me to the doctors. And I think she did take me earlier than that, but the doctor was like, oh, there's nothing wrong with her. Mind you, I don't have feeling in 3 of my fingers. So I don't have feeling in my thumb, my index finger, and my middle finger on my right hand. So if I burn myself, I'm not gonna feel it. She took me to the doctor. The doctor was like, there's nothing wrong with her. So my mom took me again because she's noticing like, her not using that hand. Everything's with her left hand. So my doctor recommended me to go to a hand specialist. So I got an MRI. Bro, MRIs, worst thing you could do to a kid, bro. I wasn't traumatized because, you know, my mom raised a soldier. I was never scared. But you could not move. Now MRIs, like, they're so advanced. Back then, you could not move. You had to stay in the same position for like an hour. And there they saw like my tendon is all types of messed up. I would have to get a million surgeries for my hands to go back to normal. So I was like in the process of getting surgery during like the school year. I got one when I was like 7. I got another one when I was like 10. And then I got another one when I was like 11, 12. My mom never took me back because the last surgery, she felt like she thought she was gonna lose me in that surgery. Like when I came out the room, after I came out, like I was going in and out. Like, you know when the machine goes off, like when people are about to die. Like my heart rate was not normal. So she got scared, never took me back. I used to go to physical therapy for it, and I stopped too. Mom felt like they wasn't doing much, and she felt like nothing was progressing, so she was like, we're not going back. I learned to live like that without using my fingers. Like I don't care to use them. Like I use them to shower and stuff, you know. But like to pick things up, I barely could pick things up with those 2 fingers. And I would hold the pencil weird. I used to be scared to go to the nail salon. I used to tell my mom, I used to be like, they're not gonna be able to do my nails. They're gonna look at me like, ew, what happened to your hand? Cause that's what kids used to do to me, like, ew, what happened to your hands? Boy, I used to be so embarrassed when they used to do that. When I was younger, I used to get bullied a lot. And a lot of people don't understand, like I guess when you're kids, I understand people don't know any better. I grew to understand that because I'm the type of person, I will hold a grudge on you. So like those kids that used to make fun of me, I hated them growing up because they are the reasons why I be so insecure well, I was so insecure about my hand. And they don't know what happened exactly. So it's like, how you making fun of someone when you don't know what they've been through? Or what happened to them? Because I was so traumatized when I was a kid from the bullying that I hated when people ask me questions. And people always ask me like, why you hold the pencil like that? Why you hold your fork like that? Like, damn. Mind your business. Like, and that's one thing I learned not to do. Because I hate when people did it to me. Like, ask questions. That's why I act the way I act now. I mean, now it don't bother me. If people ask, like, I tell them. Very few people I know noticed it. I don't know. People probably notice it and they don't say nothing. But I've told people, like, if they ask me, I tell them, like, I don't care, because it's a part of me. Like, it's something that happened to me. Like, why hide something that happened to you? Like, nothing wrong with that. I used to hide my hand all the time because of them. Because the way they used to bully me, it was really bad. And it's crazy because back in the day, nobody took bullying serious. How they do now. So I feel like, I low-key feel like the kids nowadays, they're a little weak. Because I could have been killed myself. The way them kids used to make fun of me. Been killed myself. But I look back at it and I appreciate it because it made me who I am today. Like, I'm always pushing myself to go forward. Like, I never like stepping back. And I never like looking back. Despite that I have that issue with my hand, like, I still try to do things like, oh look, when I was younger, in high school I played softball. And I enjoyed it. Even though I struggled a little bit, I still enjoyed it. One time, I burned myself really bad. Because like I said, I don't have feeling in my thumb, my index finger, or my middle finger. So, one time I was making pizza with my mom. And I took my mom would like to let me do things. But one thing I hate is sometimes she babies me with it. Like, she'll be like, be careful, and blah, blah, blah. Cause that one time, I almost got my finger amputated because I burned my finger really bad. And I didn't know I burned my finger. So, I grew a blister on it. And I used to play softball, so when I was playing softball, the blister popped and it got infected because I was playing softball, you know, in the dirt and whatever. So I didn't pay attention to it. I thought it was gonna heal. One thing about that here is if I hurt myself, the scars take forever to heal. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the way the skin grows, I don't know what, but it takes forever to heal. So, my teacher, Miss Charles, she was looking at it and she was like, Kareen, like, your finger looks really bad. I'm like, Miss Charles, I'll be alright, like, it's gonna get better. She's like, nah, Kareen, like, that looks really bad. She sent me to the nurse. That's how bad it was. In my high school, that nurse was like a real doctor's office. I don't know how to explain it, but you had to have paperwork in order to go inside of there. So I never trusted the nurse. That nurse, bruh, she just smelled really bad. She was just one of the, I feel like she didn't even shower. So I didn't really trust her. She was like, your finger is really infected. And she was like, you need to go see a plastic surgeon. So in my head, at that age, like, I thought plastic surgeon just do like face constructions or body construction. I'm like, what is plastic surgeon gonna do to my hand? Like, the hell? So I told my mother, and my mother was like, we're going to the doctor. So we went to the doctor, my regular doctor, my pediatrician, and he was like, you need to see a plastic surgeon. And I was like, oh, this lady was right. So we went to the my doctor gave me a referral to go to the plastic surgeon. So I went to the plastic surgeon. The plastic surgeon was like, if you waited one more week or you waited another day, by the time, he was like, your finger would have been so infected we would have had to amputate it. So he was like, honestly, you're still at risk to get your finger amputated. So at that point, I took it serious. Like, I'm like, shit, like, that's when I got the wake up call. I was like, Kareem, do you want your finger or you rather get your finger amputated? So at that point, I took it serious. He gave me some strong antibiotics. Like, he was like, listen, you're gonna have to take this. And he gave me a cream too. So I had to take it serious, because at that point it was just like, I really played myself. Like, I really didn't look at the cut and was like, yo, Kareem, like, you should be taking care of this cut. Like, my mom was telling me, like, when the blister opened, she's like, Kareem, put something on that finger. And I'm just like, Mom, it'll just heal. Like, I didn't care. So at that point, he was like, I give you 1 week. If in that 1 week that infection not fall off, like, that finger does not look better, we're gonna cut your finger off. And I'm like, shit, fuck. I'm like, yeah, I gotta take shit serious. So I had to take, like, the pill, like, every 6 or 8 hours, I think. So I know I had to take the pills to school. I had to take the cream to school. Like, I was applying the lotion on my finger. I was on top of it. So I went back on a Friday. I remember my cousin went with me. My cousin was a great support in high school, I can tell you that much. So Rosine, if you're watching this, thank you. My cousin went with me and my mom went with me, because at that age I couldn't go by myself. So we went, and he was like, oh, it's looking better or whatever. He was like, you're lucky, because we honestly thought that we were gonna have to amputate your finger, because we know that you're young. We know that you don't have no feelings, so it's like you could care less. But he was like, he gave me a wake up call. He was like, you know, things happen. You can't beat yourself up about it all the time. Like, you know you have no feeling, but it's better for you to have your finger than to have no finger. Because there's people who have their fingers amputated and they wish they had their finger. And you had the chance to get your finger better, so you chose that path to not get your finger amputated. And from that day, I was just like, you know, I really got a wake up call from God. Like, it was just like, you need to appreciate what you have now, because later you're gonna cry about it and you're gonna regret it. So I take care of myself now, and I try, and like, if I know I can't do something, I'm not gonna force myself to do it. Like, I remember one time my friend, we went hiking. I have stitches on my hand. Obviously those stitches are not gonna open, but it's just like, if I know I can't do something, like if I know I can't jump and I know I can't, like when I land, I can't use my hand to land on it, because I don't want to get myself hurt again, and I don't want to deal with that recovery process. I will tell you straight up, I was like, I don't want to do it. And I hate when people feel like they have to obligate you to do something. Like, if I say I don't want to do something, why you have to force me to do it? Yeah, that's my story. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back with another videos pretty soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Later, y'all.